Coffee. Megan here. Um, I'm making another diary because it's after the holidays. The holidays are officially over. Little man's back in school, and I don't know, there's a lot running through my mind right now. I've been trying to do this like online dating thing, and as a single mother with a special needs child, it's not easy because anybody that I try to get close to, because I'm single and I don't have that other side, who am I going to ship my son off to in order for me to go out on a date, right? I don't have that opportunity where it's like I know a million babysitters to call and be like, yes, can you please take my kids so that way I can go out to see somebody. But the other thing about online dating that I find really odd is that, like, is the person ever really going to meet you? I think I've only actually met one person from online dating, and he was a total nightmare. Like, total nightmare. And he met my son, and that was just. Actually, you know what? Now that I think about it, I met two people. One other person, he was actually a pretty nice guy. He just wasn't my type. Speaking of type, there's so much going through my head right now when it comes to just wanting to feel loved. I feel so lonely these past couple of days, and it starts taking its toll on you. It's been almost a year since anybody's touched me or kissed me or, even thought about me in that way, like, what's good. And I know I have somebody out there that cares about me, but, I don't know if I'm ever going to meet that person because it always seems like something comes up, and he's never awake when it's time to get coffee. When I actually have 2 hours to myself because my son's at school. So I don't even know if it's gonna work. I want it to, but I'm not sure if it's going to. I just want somebody. I miss I miss my friend who happens to live in Maine. He kind of disappeared on me, and he's been running through my mind a lot because I've been worried about where he is. I know I probably shouldn't be worried, but he's a friend, and he was a close friend because we grew up together. And well, he disappeared for 22 years, and then we come back into my life, and I don't know, I'm just worried about him and his family, and I'm thinking a lot about everybody. So I guess my mind is kind of running in a sense. Ah, there's just so much going on inside of my mind, and I don't even know where to begin. And then I have to deal with my child on top of that, which is definitely not easy because he's always fighting me, and everything that we have to do, it's like I dread it. It's like, oh, it's time to go to grandma's house. Oh, I'm dreading having to get him dressed, putting him into the car, because everything is a fight. Everything is a game. So, like, when I go to run one way around the bed, he'll run the opposite way, and he'll do that every single time. And I don't like hitting my child, but sometimes, unless I give him a smack on the tushy, he'll never stop. And it's hard to admit that smack on the tushy helps, but it does help. And eventually it's not going to help because he's going to start smacking me back. He's a kid that, he's a boy, first of all, and then he's already strong as it is. He climbs all over me. How am I supposed to throw dating in with that mix? I would love to have somebody else with me. I'd love to have that second half. There was only one person who that second half, even seemed remotely comfortable with, but he was just a friend, and he disappeared. So now what? Now I have a new friend, and I'm hoping that he appears because so far he's just an internet friend. We've only spoken via text and, Facebook Messenger. And I don't want it to be that way. I don't want it to be like where I only talk to people online and on my phone and nothing ever seems real. Because if that's the way it's going to be, then my mind is never going to be able to figure out what's real and what's fake, and who's this and who's that. And then how I'm still always going to fall asleep alone at the end of the night. Excuse me, it's my cigarette break, because you know what? These little confessionals, they always help me. And I confess that, I'm worried about my son because, I love him so much, but it's so difficult. I try to find the strength every day to do what I have to do for him, but I feel like I keep him bored. And last night he woke up and he came into my room and he crouched down by the side of my bed around 3 a.m. And I'm like, "What are you doing? Go back to your bedroom." And then that woke me up, and then after that I was just awake. And that was at like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I heard him crying. I can't stand that kind of stuff because I'm not sure if my son is fully awake or if he's in a sleep cycle himself. If he's in a sleep cycle himself, I could eventually make him so angry he does something he doesn't even realize he's doing. Because sleepwalking is a dangerous thing, and it's bad enough my son already has ASD. Sleepwalking is just, it's all I need is for him to wake up in the middle of the night and want to hurt mommy, and that's scary. It's very scary. I can't lock him in his room. That's inhumane. That's not what people do. So I have to just make sure that my son goes back to bed on his own when I yell at him and hope that he doesn't, freak out on me. He woke up super early again today. And as soon as I woke up to go pee, he was sitting there waiting by my door. And that kind of crowding, that kind of even last night before going to bed, he fell asleep in my bed, and I picked him up and I put him in his own bed, but he woke right back up. And so I had to bring him back in my room, and he came back in my room, and I put him back to sleep, and as soon as I put him down in my bed, this time he woke right back up again, and it's like he was exhausted, but he wouldn't go to sleep because he just wanted to be up with me, and that kind of crowding is just crazy. I know one day I'm going to miss it. I'm going to miss hanging out with my son because my son's going to be a teenager or pre-teenager doing his own thing with girls and internet and friends and Facebook. But for me right now, it's a little bit too much, especially considering my mental condition is not very stable. I want it to be stable, but I think what's going to stabilize it the most is just having that second personality. I need help. That's really what it is. I wish my friend would come back. I really do. If my friend would be able to come back, he would be amazing because it would be awesome in the house. I'd be able to have somebody there with me who's just as smart as I am, being able to play with AJ and let me do my thing, and then I can play with AJ while he goes and does his thing. And, we're just friends, so he sleeps whatever. Sleeping doesn't matter. My whole point is just to have that glimpse of what it should be like. It would mean the world to me. And right now that's what I'm needing. I'm needing friends. I'm needing human interaction and social contact, and the only way to get that is really just through doing this. Making stupid little video diaries, which aren't stupid at all, but is anybody listening? I hope so. And I hope that, sometimes people hearing about other people's struggles helps. These 10-minute videos are a little bit long and kind of long-winded, so I'm going to make them shorter, or I'm just going to keep trying. Anyways, that's what it's going to be for today before it's under 10 minutes. Thank you so much for listening, and so like and subscribe, and I'm not making money off of this. I just want to know that I'm helping somebody. Find me, email me. Thank you. Bye.